Welcome back, guys. So for those of you that don't know, we've pulled my Chevy Fleet line out of hibernation and we're turning this thing into an old school drag and drive car. We've torn this thing into a million pieces. We're building a blown 540 big block Chevy for it. And in this episode, we've finally got our time slot for our roll cage. So we're going to drop this thing off and pick it up in a week's time. Today's finally the day. Got the old girl loaded up in the back of the truck. We are headed to Wayne's for the roll cage, the parachute mount. He's going to mount the seats and he's going to do the wheelie bars. So he's got a slot next week available. So we're going to drop it off. A couple hour drive to his place. Going to pick up the chromoly tube on the way and drop it off and see what he comes up with. Looking really forward to seeing this. He reckons he can get this done in a week, which is, you know, incredible. So pick it up next Saturday. Let's keep on trucking, get this car dropped off and let him get to work. Right, so we're just turning up at Wayne's at Intergalactic Custom Shop in Stratford-upon-Avon. Wayne's a really good friend of mine. I met Wayne about 5 or 6 years ago in the industry. Very quickly noticed, you know, this guy is extremely talented, makes everything by hand. He's a cross between, you know, an incredible fabricator and an artist. Everything just looks amazing. Here's a little Fordson that he's building for a customer. Twin turbo 540, handmade, everything. Sheet metal, roll cage, aluminium body, all hand beaten and rolled and English wheeled. He's just, I mean, you know, the photos speak for themselves. So really looking forward to seeing, you know, the outcome on the roll cage. I know it's not only going to be super strong, it's going to look incredible. Right, so now that we've dropped the car off with Wayne, let's let him get to work and we've got to get back to the shop because we've got some unboxing to do. Right guys, so we just received a little parcel in the post from the blower shop. I'm the nut about this one again. 2 different types of carb scoops. Went for the old traditional Hillborn style scoop, you know, with twin cleaners. It's in gloss black apparently, so let's open up this box and see what we got. Let's have a look what we got. Good vibrations. This is the guys that we got our blower off. Good guys, very prompt service. Ordered this on a Tuesday night and it turned up on Thursday. Look at that bad boy. I wanted something of a decent size by the looks of it. Tops for the filters. There she is. Traditional, old school, love it. Thought there was going to be a base plate to this, but by the looks of it, straight on the top. Let's have a look. Look at that mofo. Yeah! Big. I think that's about 6.5 inches from top to bottom. Nice thing is, these carbs pretty much already hang out the hood. So this should all be out the hood. 2 3-inch cleaners. By the looks of these are going to go in here. Like I said, I was worried because they do 2 or 3 different sizes in these. You can get the old early ones which have a wire mesh grill in here, but they're real thin. But then this is a blower shop one, but then BDS, Blower Drive Services, do another one which doesn't have this flange on here. It's opened up, it's a little bit more cylindrical, but I'm glad I went with that. That's huge, man. Right, so we've had the phone call from Wayne. We're good to go. Let's go collect the car. Morning. Exciting stuff. Oh my God, dude. No way. Dude, look at this. Look at those bars, Wayne. Jesus, man. That's nice tight fit, isn't it? You killed it.
For an 850 carriage, it's pretty extensive. I mean, it's super strong. It's all chromoly. It's all TIG welded. It's got sill bars, seat bars. It's massively strong.
Dude, you've absolutely murdered this. Dude. My God, look at that bars through there. Look at that, dude. God, that fits nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's nice and tight.
This is insane.
Which makes it harder to weld.
Yeah.
You have to weld a lot of it before actually put it in.
Seat rails. Those. Amazing, dude.
I was lying on the tank with a welding mask on, trying to get up the inside of there.
I love the way that slopes into. Just looks, out of 30 metres of tube.
30 metres of tube. That's all that's left. I mean, the foot plate's not welded down because the floor
Gotcha.
work, but I've put a hole so you can get to your body bolt.
Yeah. There was a plate over that, wasn't there?
That's why I tacked everything in place so you can repair the floors around without having to cut out what I've done for the sake of it.
Yeah, it's very tight, dude, isn't it? Look at that, man. So we had booked the car in, obviously, for wheelie bars and parachute. Wayne had a very good point, though. Let's get the motor sitting in the car first, so we know exactly where those wheelie bars are going to sit. Parachute's not going to take a lot for him to mount. He ran out of time. He must have put 60, 70 hours into this thing over 5 days. So let's get it back to the shop, unload it, and put it to bed. So we've just thrown the seats loosely back in the car just to transport the car back home, obviously. And next up, I'm going to mount the seats to the new frame rails that Wayne's made. Right, so I didn't take a lot of footage, guys, of me putting these seats in. I was on my own, it was late at night. Obviously, because we put those bars across now to mount the seats to the cage, they're quite tall anyway, so I used the original seat mounts that came with the Cobra seats. I cut them down, re-drilled them, I made some rails out of some pretty strong angle to sit on the frame rails, bolted them all to the seat, got it positioned up, tacked the mounts in, took the seat out, finish welded it, and then I started to drill the cage for the eyelets for the harnesses. So here we go, guys. So Wayne obviously has finished his cage. Just an incredible work of art. Finished welding on the floors and in the boot area, but what we've decided to do is try and mount these seats. So using the original runners that we got with the seats, obviously with these rails, the seat's going to sit a lot higher. So I've ended up trimming these rails down because they were up here, they had ears on them up here. So we've re-drilled these down lower, we put some angle underneath those, and what we've done is we've welded the two rails together. I've notched these in the shape of the pipe through the seating where I wanted it to be, slid it into position. Now I've taken the seat out, now I'm going to finish weld these. Another little thing I've done now is I've mounted our switch panel up the top, so now we have ignition and we have lights, which is absolutely amazing. The light up there, cut in the boot, one underneath there, so it's going to make my life welding nice and easy because I can see. There we have it, welding, just buzzed them in. Grind off a little bit of welding splatter. So we'll rub those down, give those welds a little bit of paint, just touch them up, bolt the seat back in. We've got the passenger seat mounted now. Wayne put the rails in, which is nice. We just had to make some brackets for the top of the rails. I've put some eyelets down here on the cage. Wayne's put these beautiful little tie downs under here, these little locators here, so the harnesses just slip straight around the cage, which is awesome. One on the cage underneath for both of those. So I'm going to climb in and see how it fits. Kind of feel like the seat's a fraction too high, but I can't go any lower. I've got it as low as I can possibly go. Maybe it's just me, you know, worrying about stuff, I don't know, but let's jump in and have a look. So it's just going to be a bit of a mission to get in and out of now. So rigid. Got one in, driver's side to go. Right, so the next little job on the agenda is to mount this Wheelwood brake pedal and master cylinder. There's not a lot of room whatsoever, so this was a tight fit. Did my best, super rigid, tied it into the cage and the bulkhead. One less thing to do. Now we've got our rough shape here, so we'll take some material out of here, clean this up, shape this up nice, and weld this section up here. Probably put a little gusset over here somewhere, put some captive nuts on the bottom, and that way we can go straight through the top and bolt it down. So starting to take shape. Not what you want here on a Sunday afternoon. Power cut. Big storm happening, a little bit damp outside. Halfway through making up this brake pedal support and the power was cut, so let's hope it's not off for too long. Right, so power finally came back on. I was looking around the shop to try and make a little gusset for the brake pedal mount to the cage, couldn't find anything, and then I had a very good friend of mine just pass away a couple of weeks ago. John had this plate destined for his truck, all plasmid, beautiful holes in it, and I thought what a better little tribute to have a piece of John on the car, so that's what I did. This is my remedy. So under here, I'm going to have to cut out top of the dash just to fit the cap on the top. But I've made a little box in there that it all sits in. Put a plate on the front of the firewall there, and then what I've done is I've made a nice little gusset plate here. So that's going to tie that into the side of the rail. There we are, a couple of gussets just along there, straight over the top. Nothing pretty hard to get into to weld. It's rigid. Very, very rigid. Couple of bolts straight through there. Wheelwood pedal and master all installed. Peg it a job, welding under the dash. Little gusset over the top there. And a flange on the front of the firewall. So, and then as you can see underneath, it's tied into this rail just here. Got this seat all mounted. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully the engine is coming back very, very soon. It's being pieced together as we speak. You don't want to miss out on this one.